Hello friends, in this video I am going to discuss about dehydrohalogenation reaction. It comes under elimination reaction. In this reaction, right, halogen and hydrogen will be eliminated from the substrate over there. Okay, um, it comes in like we know the C2 elimination reaction and all those stuff. Hello friends, in this reaction I am going to discuss about dehydrohalogenation reaction. Dehydro means hydrogen and halogen both will be eliminated from the substrate. Okay, let us see here how the reaction takes place. This is the alkyl halide over there, and we are using alcoholic KOH or NaOH. Okay, alcoholic KOH or NaOH is known as dehydrohalogenating reagent over here. Okay, now we have bromine, right? We have hydrogens adjacent to the bromine, right? We have hydrogens here, 3 hydrogens, and we have 2 hydrogens over there, right? There is a possibility of elimination of these hydrogen and bromine. There is also possibility of elimination of this thing, right? Now let us take what is going to be the products over there. When this first hydrogen gets out with along with the bromine, right, we'll get terminal alkene, and with these hydrogens, right, we'll get internal alkene, right? Now out of these two, which are going to be the major one? Which are going to be the major one? We can't say simply, right? There is a rule which will explain which is going to be the major one, right? We have seen the Markovnikov rule, anti-Markovnikov rule, and all those stuff, right? Similarly here we have certain rules which is going to tell us which is going to be the major one for the reaction over there. Okay, now for this reaction, this is going to be the major one. How this is going to be the major one? Let us see a rule called Zaitsev rule or Zaitsev rule or Zaitsev rule. Any of these pronunciation is right for this particular rule over there. Okay, don't worry about the pronunciation and all those things. Let us see the concept, what is involved in the rule over here. We have like highly substituted or internal alkenes are more stable. Highly substituted or internal alkenes are more stable. Now we have an alkene over there, right? This is highly substituted and internal alkene is there, but it is terminal alkene, right? Comparatively, which is more stable according to the rule? This is the most stable, right? Why it is more stable means here we can say the more hyperconjugation and all those things. No need to worry about all these things, but just remember the rule and apply for the reactions over there. Now we have a molecule over there, right? We have a substrate over there, which is going to be the major one. Now we have this hydrogen, and we have many 3 hydrogens over here, right, which are going to get out along with the bromine. This hydrogen gets out along with the bromine. Why this hydrogen means what? The respective what we call the product is going to be the most stable one. The internal alkene is going to be the most stable one, and along with this it is in conjugation, becomes more stable. Here also the same thing. This hydrogen gets out along with the chlorine because the formed product has conjugative dienes, because of which becomes more stable over there. This part. Okay, similarly here also what we have mentioned, internal alkenes are more stable, right? If hydrogen gets out from here, right, that is going to be the most stable because it becomes an internal alkene, right? That is how it is. Okay, minus HCl, right? Similarly here also, initially what happens when chlorine gets out over there? When chlorine gets out over there, what happens? Once again, yeah, when chlorine gets out over there, it forms a carbocation, right? Carbocation is relatively unstable. What happens? Methyl shift takes place. 1,2 methyl shift takes place. After methyl shift, what happens? Carbocation would be generated over there. We have hydrogen over there, right? This hydrogen will be eliminated and formation of internal alkene or stable alkene formation takes place. This is how the reaction takes place over here. Here also this hydrogen gets out along with the chlorine and formation of alkene takes place. So like this. Here internal alkene and the formation of double bond takes place, that is more stable because of the conjugation over there, and this is also considered internal alkenes, right? That's what over this particular position double bonds is more stable over there. Alkene is more stable. Here double bond. Okay, similarly here with this particular what is this what we call reactant, right? What is going to be the product? And with this one, what is this? It is also trans dimethyl. It's not dimethyl actually. Halogen must be there, right? It is we are discussing dehydrohalogenation reactions, right? this is chlorine. Let me take this is methyl and chlorine. With this one, we'll get two kinds of products over there. One is this one, internal alkene. We can also, there is a possibility of another alkene over there. It's like something like this, which is going to be the major. This is going to be the major according to the Sergev rule, right? Let me take this one over there. We'll get only one single product over here with the trans. What is this? Chloromethyl cyclohexyl over there. We'll get only one product over there. This is this one. There is no possibility of this kind of products in this particular reaction. Why it is not possible? Let us see. By taking cyclohexane in a chair form. Cyclohexane in a chair form, right? Yeah. Let me take the cyclohexane in the chair form over here. Okay. Now, what is 1-2 positions over here? 1-2 positions are what we call 1-2 cis, right? 1-2 cis means what? AE or EA, right? AE axial equatorial or equatorial axial, right? Let me take chlorine over here in axial position, because diaxial position is favorable for the elimination over there. And we have hydrogen, and we have also hydrogen. Okay. These two hydrogens are axial hydrogens. Okay, these two hydrogens are axial with respect to what? Chlorine over there. Not chlorine, generally they are in axial positions only. What happens when chlorine gets out over there? What happens? There is a possibility of elimination of this one. When this one takes place, this is what this one the product is going to be. Let me write it as A. If this bond is going to form the double bond over there, this is going to be the B1. Okay, what is this? This is the B. This is A. This is B. This is how the reaction takes place. Now with this particular substrate over there, how this only one product is going to be formed? Let us see with the cyclohexyl chair form over there. Okay, what is this? 1-2 trans, right? 1-2 trans means what we have to say? It is diaxial or diequatorial, right? Let me take both are in axial, because axial or diaxial positions are favorable for the elimination, right? Yeah. Let me take it over there. This carbon is there where chlorine is attached over there. Next to the chlorine carbon, right? This particular carbon doesn't have axial hydrogens, right? Generally, diaxial elimination is more favorable. Since it is at equatorial, right? We won't expect these two elimination. But what elimination may take place over there? We have axial positions of hydrogen at this particular carbon, right? That's what elimination takes place, something like this. Then what will be the product over there? It is going to be something like this. CH3 is nothing but this one. This is how the reaction takes place over there. Okay. Now let me take here also. What is the product is going to be, right? We have hydrogen over there, and we have hydrogen over there. With respect to chlorine, right? Not with respect to generally. It is in equatorial position. This is an axial. This is at axial position, right? Diaxial elimination takes place. That's what this hydrogen gets out over there, and formation of alkene takes place, right? This is how the reaction takes place here. Now let us take over here also how the reaction takes place. We'll get two kinds of products over there. Okay, because we have two axial hydrogens, right? This is axial. There is a possibility of breaking of this bond takes place, or this bond also. Okay, that's what we'll get two kinds of products over there. This one and this one, which is going to be the major one. The internal one is going to be the major one for this reaction. Now out of these two, which are most stable one over there, which are most stable configuration? Generally will be having hydrogens at the axial positions, right? Because of which diaxial repulsions will take place when bulkier group is there at the axial position. Because of which we can say the second one is most stable, because the bulkier group is located at the equatorial position, right? Stability is okay. What about the reactivity towards this one, right? We may get confused over there, but this one is more reactive towards elimination reaction over there. Why it is more reactive means there is a concept called ring flipping. In this ring flipping, what happens? Whenever such groups are there, ring, when ring flipping takes place, what happens is that let me try to give you some data over here. Instead of writing over there, I'll take it over here. Okay, I'll give you the simple data, not the complex one. 1 2 3 4 5 6, right? We have two kinds of bonds over there, right? We have axial bonds, and also we have equatorial bonds, right? Equatorial bonds. Right? These are all what? Equatorial bonds. These bonds are axial bonds, right? Now, when ring flipping takes place, what happens is that let me one step down in a clockwise. Okay, there is a rule for clockwise and anti-clockwise. I am not going to discuss all those things. One step comes down over there. When one step comes down, what happens is that one step comes down, this first carbon comes at this particular position here. 1 2 3 4 5 6, right? This the first carbon has came over there at this particular position, right? Now, where this axial this particular carbon is like bond is there towards upright, it is upward is there. That's what this carbon, this particular bond will be, the group whatever it is there, it will be in the upward direction only. In the second step, what is there? It is down, right? That's what we are taking down over there. The third one, where it is in upward direction, means like this, equatorial. Okay, in the fifth one, third one is over, right? Yeah, fourth one is down. That's what we'll take it as something like what is this? Down only, something like down. And the fifth one, how it is there? It is upward direction, right? That's what we'll take, upward direction only. Now, if we take all these things, right, what happens here? Here, all the axials have become equatorial here. All these positions are equatorial positions, right? By the ring flipping, what happens is that by one flipping, what happens? The configuration of this particular location is going to be changed over there, right? By ring flipping, what happens is that the chlorine is at this particular position. This is the first 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? The next step after the flipping, what happens is that this is the first carbon, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, how this chlorine is there? It is not in the upward direction, right? Axial position, right? Equatorial position means down is there. That's what we have to take the chlorine in downward itself over there. Okay, this is how we have to take. When one ring flipping takes place, what happens? The equatorial chlorine is becoming axial over there, right? Now, we can expect elimination reaction over there. Why elimination reaction? We know that diaxial elimination takes place, right? Diaxial position elimination readily takes place over there. Then what happens? Dehydrohalogenation takes place. Formation of alkene takes place here because of ring flipping over there. In these kind of compounds and all, ring flipping will be helpful over here. Let me take this particular reaction also. We have bromine over there and halogen in a trans to one another, means diaxial to one another. What happens? Bromine gets out and hydrogen donates the bonds over there, and formation of alkene takes place. Okay, now here we have bromine at the equatorial position, right? We may expect what? Ring flipping. When ring flipping takes place, what happens generally? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Let me take the ring flipping over here. When ring flipping takes place, what happens here is that, let me take it something like this. Yeah, here the first carbon, right? This first carbon becomes at this particular position, right? That's what, this is the first carbon now, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. Now, bromine is there at the upward direction or downward direction. Comparatively, it's a downward one, right? It's not the axial one. That's what we have to take bromine in the downward direction over there. Okay. Now, how this one is there, the tertiary butyl over there, it is not that the axial down right over there, it is in upward direction only. That's what it becomes, upward direction over there. Okay, now when ring flipping takes place over there, what is happening with this bulkier group over there? Initially it is in equatorial, but it's becoming at axial, right? Generally bulkier group is at axial position is highly unstable. That's what we won't expect ring flipping for this particular reaction. That's what no dehydrohalogenation reaction for this one. Got it? We have to remember in which case ring flipping takes place. If ring flipping is going to lead a unstable substrate over there, we can't expect the ring flipping over there. If ring flipping won't take place, what happens? Bromine stays at the equatorial position itself. From the equatorial position, no elimination takes place. This is how the reaction generally takes place, right? This is what all about what we call dehydrohalogenation reactions and all the stuff. Let me take another also from the, what is this, bicyclic compound, right? In bicyclic compound, how the elimination takes place? Syn coplanar elimination takes place. Syn coplanar, exo or endo elimination takes place, right? Let me take hydrogen and deuterium. Let me take hydrogen and chlorine. Now let me take the same reagent over there for the dehydrohalogenation. Now this is endo, right? What is the elimination here? Syn coplanar, right? Means endo elimination takes place, means these two groups will be eliminated and formation of alkene takes place, something like this. Okay, let me take another reactant also. Same reagent. What is this here? Here it's also what syn coplanar elimination takes place, right? What do we have? Chlorine at exo position and hydrogen at the exo position. Exo elimination takes place, that is known as syn coplanar elimination, right? That's what product is going to be, something like this. Okay, that is how it is. We may get doubt, right, why we are writing something like this. It is a sp2 hybridized and planar one, right? Need not to worry about the positions over there. And let me give you a simple data over there, like let me take a simple molecule. Just tell me which is going to be. Here we have two molecules over there, right? Let me take, this is the first one, this is the second one. Let me take first one is dehydrohalogenation, second one is dehalogenation reaction, right? In dehydrohalogenation, which is going to be the more reactive one. In bicyclic compound, what kind of elimination takes place? It's a syn coplanar elimination takes place, right? When syn coplanar elimination takes place, means what? Both will be on the same plane. Now if you take dehydrohalogenation, right? Now halogen is on endo position and hydrogen is on endo position. Halogen is in endo position, this is on exo position. Okay, both will be on the same plane is there in the first one, right? That's what, when it comes to dehydrohalogenation, first one is more reactive than that of second one. Now with respect to dehalogenation, right, this is endo, this is exo, this is endo, this is also endo, right? Now these two will be eliminated very easily because syn coplanar elimination, right? That's what, second one is more reactive than the first one, right? This is how the dehydrohalogenation takes place, right? Thank you for watching.